I put my facts forward, the community is convinced that they can manage their risk in that area. So the key thing is for informed or deliberating or getting the government's viewpoint. Why do you want to move these people? Why do you give me 1,000 seedlings of trees when for me what I want is this? So in a lot of development programming, we sit down and get some figment of our imagination, sometimes ground truths in some participatory, they also have their use. There's some element of what they can inform you. But for me, I think with DP, you want people to tell you something after they are properly informed. That's the only difference. You may act on the information or not, or what. You can even say, it seems these guys, after we discussed with them, they said this, but we are not taking it. But at least you will know that the average person thinks like this. So,
the facilitator, a very good job done. Now, whether random sampling or small groups, they equally have shortcomings. Just to share a very simple example recently, when the government came up with a project called the Urusambu Dam, my neighbors in Mbale here. As a result of flooding, government came up with a proposal to have a dam open around between Butaleja and Mbale in an area called the Urusambu. The communities were informed, they shared this information clearly, and these are the people who experience problems when it comes to flooding. But all of a sudden, they came up with their irrational thinking. And people said, no, we cannot allow our land to go. They refused. They vehemently refused. And for us, we thought it was kind of demand-driven. They are the ones who suffer from these floods, so it would be easy for them to accept the proposal by government to help them out of that problem. So I don't know, now that Resilient Africa Network is somehow academic, I think the academic line would dominate, so that we copper test them. We try to highlight the problem at hand that they already know. And to us in politics, because I'm a politician, there are times when we use coercive methods to manage some of these situations. If we had applied the coercive method in Urusambu, we would be having a dam today. Now tomorrow, around April, when it begins raining, these very people will blame government for not helping them. And they will be very wrong. So I don't know how we can harmonize our position when it comes to either random sampling or small group discussions. By the way, in some communities, for instance, that we must take care of this. In some communities, there are people who are not supposed to talk. For instance, among the Muslim communities, women are not supposed to talk. Yet, they all equally share the same problems. So we shall suppress their views. They will not be in a position to share any communication, any information with us. And also, there are some vocal members in the community that must talk. And once they talk, whether misleading or giving the right guidance, people will take it as a full gospel truth. So I don't know how we seated here can really design a better methodology to create the best results that we may need in the problem. Thank you.
Can I just say the case that you mentioned, but random sampling, if you have a random sample and convene it for a meeting where you have the small group discussions and everybody becomes informed and you have an agenda, you have a way of getting everybody's views. And if you do that before a decision is made, you can get buy-in to the decision. Now, if you consult about whether a dam should be built, lends itself to people actually thinking about the issue, not just the ones who feel strongly, but the whole community. So I don't know the history of the case that you mentioned, but I think that we've been able to deal with some very difficult issues, like the nuclear issue in Japan, for example, which was a tremendously difficult issue. But it's a way of representing the whole population, not just the people who feel very angry.